Investigators now confirming the identity of the homicide bomber in yesterday's deadly attack on a subway in St. Petersburg, Russia. Authorities say he's a 22-year-old Russian citizen born in the former Soviet Republic of Kyrgyzstan. That he may have also had links to radical Islamic groups. That is under investigation. For more, I'm joined by Michael Balboni, the former Homeland Security Advisor for New York State. Michael, I know that as Homeland Security Advisor, you dealt a lot with investigative agencies in Russia, correct?
Well, one of the things that we've always looked at is whenever something has happened over there, we try to work, obviously, through the federal government and our sources there, specifically the FBI, to understand what is going on over there. And as you know, the New York City Police Department, among others, have developed a capability for immediate information that comes back after an attack like this. What's crucial, John, as you know, is what are the similarities to attacks that have happened before? What does it mean for the United States? And in this case, it's obviously going back to the target that they've gone back so many times, which is a subway system, a transportation system, using a suicide attack using an explosive. So these are things obviously raising lots and lots of concerns for any part of the world that has a subway system.
Yeah, it's believed that something like 7,000 Russian fighters have gone to Syria and actually taken up arms there and then gone back to one of the Russian republics. This guy might be one of them. We don't know yet. But what does that lesson hold for the United States? Well,
what's interesting about this individual, that the profile that is coming out, that here's an individual from Kyrgyzstan, as you mentioned before. They've seen that country has seen 500 of their residents go over to try to fight with ISIS. In addition to which, the Boston Marathon bombers also came from that part of the world. Yeah. So you wonder if there's some synergies there. But the big question here is, did this individual have help? Was this, in fact, an ISIS-sponsored, a Chechen-sponsored? Because that's the part of this world that we don't really necessarily understand at this point in time. Was the motivation to attack this as a result of a protest of what's gone on in Chechnya, and given the fact that Vladimir Putin was in the city earlier that day? Or is it just part of a campaign that ISIS has waged against Russia?
But it's, happening an awful long way from the United States, yes, obviously. And there are a lot of Americans who say, pardon me, that's a tragic thing, and we pray for those who were wounded or killed, but Vladimir Putin or whomever may have brought this kind of thing on himself. What do you say to Americans about the danger that this kind of attack represents?
We live in a world that is truly a global society, and so what happens overseas, it would be almost security malpractice to not take a look at, could this inspire somebody else here in the United States? This is not a terribly sophisticated attack. Even the device that was unexploded, yes, it was clever. It was in a fire extinguisher, but nonetheless, it was designed to go off basically around the same time. Is that something that you could do here? The question is, yes, as we've seen just recently in New York City, the Chelsea bombings, indicated that somebody was going to place multiple devices in multiple areas to maximize the damage. Well, that's the type of tradecraft that this individual demonstrated. So could he be inspiring somebody else? Always a concern in the United States.
Yeah, the Boston Marathon bombings still fresh in our minds. Michael Balboni. Michael, thank you.
Thank you.